Hi everyone, my name is Heather and I'm the person behind Happy Puppy Truffles. Today I wanted to share with you guys a couple of ideas of how you can take a traditional origami and just make a couple little tweaks so that you can try to make your own little kinds of pieces of candy, if you will. And we made a candy box the other day, and this is kind of following along in some of the candy themes as we lead up into doing more and more things for Halloween. And I thought I'd just show you guys a couple of ideas I had looking at some stuff. One of the things I know that kind of looks to me like a piece of candy was the lover's knot. And if you just fold down the edges when you're done, then you get a nice little piece of candy that's kind of geometric in shape but still gets across the idea. So I just thought I'd show you guys how to do that. And then also if you tweak some of the things with a bow or ribbon origami, then you can also get your own version too. So I'm going to show you guys both of them today, and you can kind of get an idea of some of the things you might be able to do to make something here. Now there's lots of other really great candy origami out there, and I suggest taking a look on the internet and finding some of those. There's some great designs made by people and some really cool projects, so check those out too. But if you're looking at just some things you might be familiar with already, let's go ahead and start with this. The lover's knot, we want to start off here with some diagonal creases, and I'm just going to fold my paper in half both ways here so that I can find the center. And then I'm going to do a zabuton base by folding into the center on all four sides here. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing again here one more time. Then flip it over for a second, and we're going to make sure that all of these points come together nicely here by just pinching on the sides, because I want to make this kind of get ready to pop up and shimmy around, get this part to smush down into a point and get this to lay flat so that you've got these little legs on top and the points on the bottom. Then I could take each of these little legs, open up the pocket, and shift them down to open up and reveal a square. I'll do that for the first two in the front. Turn it around and do the back. Then I can take each of these points and fold it down to create a triangle. I'll do this for all four sides. And when you're done, if you kind of open it up from this part here, you're going to just pull, and the middle pillow will open up until you can pop it out to create this cool little flat space here. And then you've got this extra here, that is the part that I'm telling you that I was mentioning. If you just fold this back, then you have a nice little piece of candy when you're done. So I just take this and fold it straight back and fold this side too. And then it's been eliminated, so you don't need to worry about it. If that bugs you and it seems like it's kind of out weird, what you could do too here is you can just let this open up so that you can smush it down into a rectangle if that feels a little bit less, poofy and in the way. That's just a point of preference to you guys of what you prefer. You can leave it with the pointed edge here with the flat, because the main point is this is the front part where it looks like a candy. So that's just a point of preference of how you guys prefer to do things. But I've got that completed then. So that's one kind of variation of just taking the lover's knot and just taking those parts that stick out at the top and getting rid of them so that you are left with a piece of candy. Basic, simple piece of candy. And then the other thing that has a very similar part with that poofing out kind of that center area is to make a bow. And I just go ahead and start off with the same steps as making a bow, and then we just trim off the edges a little and make some nice folds to create a different angle for everything when we're done here. So if you'll recall, for the bow or the ribbon, you start off with half a piece of origami paper, So I start off here with this nice rectangular piece that's ratio of 2 to 1. And then I can just go ahead and fold my paper in half. And we'll fold each of the 4 corners down to create a nice little triangle, getting that top edge even with the center. Then take this part down here at the bottom and fold it up to the center crease. Do the same thing on this side too. Go ahead and fold everything in half. Make a good crease there. Open it up. Now I want to create a crisscross of diagonal creases in the middle. So if I roll this over, find the point here where there's a nice meeting of those 2 creases. Try to keep this lined up with the center as we do this, but we're going to just smush it down. And then I can do the same thing going this way. And then when you push in, you can make this crease reversed so that this collapsing works a little easier. But basically, you should be able to just push on it and it should collapse in the middle like this until you can bring it together to create a nice little point at the top. Turn it around, and then we're just going to take each of these sides and fold straight down so that we can get a nice smooth edge between both those sides. And we'll take each of these corners and fold down. This is the same kind of locking method that we used for the other one too, for the lover's knot. You just make all 4 of these folded down, and then when you pull apart everything, you'll create that little pillow inside the middle, which can serve as the center of our candy. So I'll just take both of these, and I've got my little piece of candy popped out right here in the middle. Poof that out. And then you could just, of course, if you wanted to, you could just cut straight through here and get something very similar to what we have for the lover's knot. Or what you could do is, thought it would be good to just cut up right here at the top. Here and here. And then what we can do, if you flip it over for a second, is I could take this side here and fold it towards the center. And I actually just want to create a diagonal crease if I can, actually, that goes from the middle up to the top. So I'm twisting behind here as I do this. And you want to kind of just give a little tug and then try to keep the crease going until you can get to a nice edge up there at the top, like so. Do this one too, twisting it behind here and then slowly forming it out to this top part, so that you get kind of more of what looks like, you know, the actual kind of angle of a candy there. And I could do the same thing on this side too. Now, there's no doubt that this creates something where the amount of paper that you see here is a little excessive for what real candy looks like, but if you don't mind it that way, it does kind of look cool. Get this part angled out. I'll do the same thing with this one too. You kind of twist the paper and hold in the middle as you're working, so that you can get that to kind of pull around until you can angle it out. And that gives a kind of a cute little piece of candy too. So just a couple of ways that you could kind of take some traditional origami and tweak things a little bit to make your own kind of little candies for Halloween. And you can have a lot of fun using different papers, wrapping paper, all sorts of stuff to make these, and make a whole plate or bowl full of them if you wanted to. I'll have some more fun projects to share with you guys in the days to come. Thanks again always so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!